Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, boys and girls. My name's Fitzy, and welcome to another episode of Why Do Boys Make Podcasts, the only official companion podcast for the Why Do Boys Make Play Games Fantasy Football League. First take. Speaking of first take, I want these boys' hot takes because I'm not alone. I'm joined by two extra special co-hosts this week. The first one you may know as Colin. Others call him Mr. Swords. Colin, welcome back to the pod.
I'm happy to be back with my plus 36 Yahoo points on the week.
We're going to be getting into a little bit of that. We've got a midterm report card section planned up for a little bit later in the show. I'm not quite sure if he's plus 36, but I know he is feeling at least plus a few latitude points this week. Corby, welcome back to the podcast.
The king has returned, and boy, are my arms tired. Just got off a flight, 6 p.m., got to my car. The car wouldn't start. The battery was dead. That was awesome. I'm so full. I ate so much food for 9 days straight. And I'm full of hot takes for this fantasy football podcast.
Oh my God. Did we just get a special drop-in Corby's Corner? Your car battery wouldn't start. For the listeners don't know this. 2 hours ago?
What? Oh, yeah. I got dropped off at Z Parking, if you're familiar with Z Parking over by Bradley International Airport. Opened the car, didn't see the light turn on, put the key in, didn't work. Ran over to the office and was like, hey, I need a jump. And they handed me this big machine, and here we are. Life is good. Life is good.
Wow. So it was a self-park situation, and you just left the light on or something? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't know. That car has all sorts of issues. It's the biggest money pit of all time. It is what it is. Cars suck. Cars suck.
Cars suck, but our listeners do not. And our listeners filled up our mailbag nice and full last week. 26 comments to read through. And once again, our first comment was once. Oh, first. Right. Of course. This time, Mike sneaking in to get it ahead of Adam. Mike says, Fitzy, that chart was amazing. Oh, thank you. And we're going to quickly revisit this chart. I haven't read through all of our comments yet, but Chris Colby, just to keep you up to date on the goings on, this is where you're at this week. You had a heck of a week, man. You're way up there. This is 2 weeks in a row you're gaining points. And in fact, you are not, in last place. You're not in third to last place. You're not even the worst Chris Colby team we've ever had. Chris Colby 2014, you're doing better than you used to. So at 3 and 5, the season only goes up from here, I think.
Corby.
Oh, yeah. So I was listening to the podcast this morning on the plane, and that chart, Fitzy, amazing. Just so good. And the first thing I thought of was it looks like diarrhea coming out of an ass. And so I thought that's what I do to my toilet every morning.
It doesn't sound very good. You're saying, oh, great chart.
Oh, the old splat chart. Got to bring back the splat chart next week. In memory of DeAndre Plopkins. Speaking of puns, Mike also...
DeAndre Plopkins also so fucking good,
dude. So Mike shouts out separation of church with Trey Sermon. Listen, I could talk about any angle of Trey Sermon, and I'm having a good time, even if I'm having a bad time. So thanks, Mike. 3, I love hearing things about booms for boomers. Somehow, with all the puns swirling around, I didn't even think of this one. Great one, Mike.
Mike says, he's talking about this picture. I searched Tank Dale and kept trying to get a picture until I found one that wasn't a .webp file, and then gave up and screenshotted one and zoomed in, LOL. I believe the past tense of screenshot is screenshot. So, for future reference.
That's good because I really did believe, Colin, that you were going to say something earnest there. That's well delivered. Another well delivered line from Mike here. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite pod on YouTube. We're going to get into this one. I'm not even going to comment on this.
What does that mean? We're going to get into this.
Oh, we got a team name.
I'm excited.
Watch later on. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
Corby brought the Peterson bet. Yeah, I'm sorry, Corby.
Yeah, it's fine.
I guess I didn't go back and watch it. I just read the bet on the show notes, and I guess I didn't know who brought it. So I thought Corby was on the side of no, but it turns out he brought the whole thing.
Yeah, I distinctly remember Corby saying the Doug Peterson parlay.
Yes. Oh yes. I brought it, and I thought he was going to get fired because I was so positive the Patriots were going to win that game, and I was wrong.
Yeah, that I didn't even consider it a parlay. It was really just, will the Patriots win the game? Like, that's really the whole bet, you know? So it was
Pretty much.
It was more fun to say the Peterson parlay.
I'll take this one here. Mike is commenting like crazy. I think it's funny that D-Hop was traded to KC and he's on Adam's team, in which Adam replies, last week I called Andy Reid with a daring idea. He got Andy on the phone, and boy, they're making it happen, huh?
Called up Andy and said, dude, what's wrong with your brain? I like the ... here from Adam. That's a good ender. Fitzy, boo, scared me so bad I shat my diaper.
A good first comment from Adam.
And I said, your team shits its diaper every week. Because his team sucks.
That's great. Somebody should get him a diaper Rashad White. Eric says, I linked the name Stink Smell. Congratulations to our winner, Eric Slinky. Welcome to the pod this week. Thank you for listening, Eric.
Eric is locked in for next week, and I'm putting this into the ether for the podcast audience. And if he's not on, boy, is he going to look like a clown.
Then I won't talk to him anymore.
Yeah. That's great. I won't let you down, Fitzy. Let's balance this one out a little 50-50 here. Just a little 50-50.
Adam says the horse noises go crazy. Well, give me what's Malik Neighbors one of them? Malik
Neighbors, Deontay Johnson. Yeah, you know it was too bad. There were a couple times where I was yelling, and it really Google.
I know. I was sad in
a little bit.
Yeah, I was sad in the meeting. I was like, oh no. Yeah, Zay Flowers.
Adam also here. Mike had 3 zeros and a -3 and still smoked me like a roach.
Did he really?
Great wordplay here by Adam. He was clearly feeling good when he was commenting this week. Maybe not so good. Why is Mahomes so bad? There is no happy here.
We'll get into that. Some say he had the best week of the season so far, but we'll get into it. Adam then says, LMAO, I'm thinking with the waiver claims, I just put in so many that I show up for $0, way more than everyone else.
I mean, I would like, yeah. But once you're going to win a tiebreaker, right? Like just once. Adam's not going to a conspiracy theory with it here. I would be looking into team IDs. I think your team ID is number 12 in this league. We're going to investigate.
Adam says, I would lock Chris Cloud in too. I think he won, right? So good job, Adam.
Maybe. We'll get into it.
Now this one's for me, and I love this one. Dyson Daniels mode activated. This I believe the only way it really relates to this pod is Colin. We made a fantasy basketball bet. We will get into it. I do have a Dyson Daniels stat for us later. And
this is such a good one.
I love this one.
This is a great raking from Adam. Let me do it. I need this addressed on the next pod. Why the fuck does Mike keep starting guys like Cortland Sutton and Tank Dell over Darnell Mooney? After week 8, Darnell Mooney is the wide receiver 22 in points per game, a rock-solid wide receiver 2. Mike has started him one time. To take it further and make a couple comparisons, Cortland Sutton is wide receiver 50 in points per game, and Tank Dell, wide receiver 58. Mike has started both of them every single week but one. Let's hear your takes, guys, on the Darnell Mooney versus Cortland Sutton and Stank Smell.
You know, it's too bad. You think about draft capital, and it's just another classic case of Mike not having the guts to make the move he needs to make. I want to see if he makes it this week. It may affect my ability to pick him this week. We'll see.
And in a similar vein, Bo Nix has been killing it lately, so I hope he continues to start him. Yeah, I think it's what Fitzy said. It's the sunk cost thing, and then also just it's like sentimentality. Like I feel like he's kind of. I think he had. Oh, no, you had Tank Dell last year, Corby. I don't know. It's a name thing, But I think he'll. What was funny is I saw this comment and I saw the 2 replies. I was like, oh, Mike probably replied. No, it's just Adam just continuing to shit on Mike.
Absolute bashing of Mike.
I do in Mike's defense. It's like, yeah, like the wide receiver 1 for the Texans goes down. You think Tank Dell's going to do better? Now, I wouldn't be sitting Tank Dell this week because now Stephon Diggs is like. we can
And
talk.
Cortland Sutton just had a great game.
Yeah.
That 1-0 is like dragging it down a lot.
Yeah. And also we can talk about Cortland Sutton as the wide receiver 50. He's just one touchdown per game away from being like as good as he was last year. So thank you, Corby.
Yeah, I got to the end. By the way, another amazing song. And Goku Emo. I love it. The video, I love the fact that it just kept coming up. It just said Goku Emo with him like this. So good. So fucking good. I love it.
Yeah, it had one of the parental advisory things in the corner. So that's why I wrote explicit content. I texted this to Fitzy. I said, like, if you want like just a golden YouTube video with like 200 views or less, just put in like emo, like any 2000s like popular character like SpongeBob or Goku or what did you do, Fitzy? I forget.
I immediately found emo Mario 64, and it's so good. Like, Colin, you found a vein here.
Yeah. Well, last year I did the SpongeBob one, and that's like my favorite like outro of all time, maybe. So I had to keep that one going, and then it turns out it's just easy money.
Easy money, and it's in the bank as we close the big bag. All right, it's a big welcome back for Corby. Hit the button, boy.
Oh shit. We are so back, and welcome to week 8. While we were away, or while I was away, the games still played, and where we saw Taylor overcome adversity, overcome it all, and beat Brandy by 20 whole points, 154 to 134. So this was looking to be pretty close at the outset of Sunday Night Football with Jordan Mason versus Turd Ferguson. And unfortunately, Jordan Mason goes down here and only scores a 1.8. And to be realistic here, it was a miracle need for Brandy because Jesus Christ, shut up. We needed Jordan Mason to outscore Ferguson by 14, and it just was a long shot. But if somebody could do it, Jordan Mason could have done it. I do understand the name down. You guys were talking about down bad last week, and I think the down bad comes from the fact that there's just so many injuries on Brandy's team, it feels like. But I think that things are starting to look up with Jonathan Taylor back. Nico should be on track back for next week, and hopefully DK can be back as well. Taylor, you are absolutely on the rise here, and you are definitely not out of this yet by scoring 152 weeks in a row. It was a really great week, great showing from you. Amon Ra was disappointing, but Joe Mixon is probably the running back one at this point. He's playing the best football. Derrick Henry, sorry, because he was hurt. But I just think Joe Mixon is playing the best football of his career at this point, and there's no sign of him slowing down. So great win from Taylor.
Yeah, I had a lot of the same notes about like Brandy's team. I think Brandy's team is still awesome. You put up 134. You have DK and Nico there. And yeah, this is Taylor's, like you said, it's his second of 150, and then the week before that he put up 149. So it's basically his third week in a row of 150 after starting 0-5. He's 2-1 over the past 3 weeks. He is on the rise. I think he can still do it. Corby, I don't know about you. I'm not on the number one team of the power ranking, but still think he has a great team. And my main note of this one is that Brandy tried to summon voodoo magic by starting Troy Franklin against Taylor after he,
it's a revenge game, right?
It didn't work out.
Yeah, my only real note was that leave it to this matchup to teach me a new player name. And this time it's not Troy Franklin. I've learned the name Troy Franklin. I just now learned the name Jatavion Sanders.
Oh, baby. This guy is a freak.
Yeah, and I look at the last couple of weeks before. Yeah, 5, 7, 6 targets. Like
it's a 2 tight end darling.
Absolutely, 2 tight end, great player there. You think that's a PPR guy, just in the Brock Bowers, but addicted to heroin or something, like the homeless man's version. But Jatavion Sanders, thank you for educating me this week, Brandy.
Yeah, Jatavion Sanders is awesome. Bryce Young is not awesome. And I attribute the 1.7 points from Jatavion to Bryce Young.
Yeah, I should mention on the way out that this was a good matchup in the sense that like your good players scored good points. Jalen Hurts, Kirk Cousins over on Taylor's side, Kyler Murray, Joe Mixon, and is Ramondre Stevenson back, or was he just playing the Jets? Who knows? I know one thing about this next matchup. It was our third highest scoring. This may be our fourth and fifth highest scoring teams of the week. Just another great matchup here. Love to see high scores facing each other. And super hard mode made it super hard on Tyler with James Cook coming through for almost 30. CeeDee Lamb contributing to the Cowboys, who might suck. Doesn't matter if he's scoring 40 points against the Niners. So, Colin, what was your key to this matchup?
It's pretty obvious, but first of all, yeah, this was the third and fifth. Corby was the fourth. I was going to say that we're the second, third, and fourth most points. But we'll get into it. So yeah, and this sucks for Tyler. I mean, I don't want to sound like condescending or patronizing, but like, I've been on his team for a while now. Like, that it's a really good team. He's second in points for, I'm pretty sure. But this is what, this is the bullshit that is kind of fantasy sometimes, is you just go against this. Going into Sunday night, I think it was like 45-55 in favor of him. And then CeeDee Lamb had a 40-point game. The $87 man finally pulls through. He's been pretty mediocre this year, but this is he saved me. And then Monday night, Najee did good, and Russell and George Pickens did good enough to not lose. So it was a good game and I feel bad for Tyler, but a good game for me. I'm happy to sneak into fourth place or third place now.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb is him finally after the bye week. He shook off whatever was bothering him. And like you said, it's the bullshit of fantasy football, which leads Tyler to a loss. Shouts out, Mike Gesicki, 12.3 in the tight end slot for you, fucking Tyler. Have you finally found your man? I love to see it.
It finally found his man by not giving up on him. I was watching Red Zone, like fully sat down and watching football. And I'm like jumping in my seat, like, oh my God, Mike Gesicki's going off. Holy shit. At one point, he had more than 12.3 lost a fumble. So I guess that's the only Tyler magic, is he found a way to sneak in a -2 somewhere in there. Yeah, blows away and really ups Tyler's average, getting close to 5 points per week out of the tight end spot. So fantastic work.
Oh, before we move on, I want to ask, is Cooper Kupp going to be traded, Colin?
No.
You think they'll keep him?
I would bet $200 they would keep him. Yeah. I'm not going to, but I would.
I think so too. It must feel good to have him back too.
Yeah, we'll get into real life trades and transaction watch, and we'll see your feelings on them, Corby, on a certain trade.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Before we get there, we've got Chris Cloud ascending to fourth place, and Adam, zoom in on that real quick for me. 12th place, Adam. We'll talk about the team name in a little bit. But, oh, man, when drafting the Chiefs goes bad, it goes really bad. And this is on a week where Travis Kelce gets 25 for you, and Xavier Worthy also gets 13. It's the other guys. It's the Bears. It's Jordan Addison. Yuck. I mean, 133, not a floor week. So, Adam, you've done worse. But you need to do better when you're facing off against the good B. Robinson and the good B. Purdy. Just a quality win from my friend Chris Cloud.
So here's the thing, Adam. Okay, here's who was on your bench for this game.
I knew this was coming. This was
Cedric Tillman had what, like 26 or something. Tyrone Tracy's out there putting up 24. Matt Stafford had like 24. This was a winnable game from you, I think. But it's obviously hindsight's 2020. Adam is he's like a real grip it and rip it. He's like John Daly, he's either hitting that thing 400 yards and smacking everyone in the league, or he's in 12th place. But I think that's actually the truth, is that Adam's team is either, I don't feel like he has a lot of mid teams. He seems to almost always like the best in the league or the worst. In this league, this year, it's one of the worst. But it is what it is. This is good for Chris as he continues to solidify himself as, I think, a contender. I think he has a great team. He's got Randy Pearsall in his IR scoring 12 points, so that's cool. So good job, Chris.
Randy Pearsall.
Is that his name?
His
I
name
thought
is
it was Ricky.
All right, Ricky Pearsall. He's a
we found
rookie,
it.
all right? He's a rookie.
a new David Carr is born, I suppose. Yeah, I guess Zach Moss is Adams, Cortland Sutton, or Tank Dell because he continues to start him with no remorse and just totally throws Tyrone Tracy back to the Wolves. If you want to get rid of Tyrone Tracy, let me know. I would. I'm happy to take him, even though I'm sure he's in the concussion protocol. But man, he looks fucking sick. Really good, really good runner. And Chris, again, 168. Awesome week from you, and Joku is back because he's got a quarterback that can throw over 300 yards in a game.
Yep. And then there's this matchup. The first and second highest scoring teams of the week. But you know what? If you don't score the most in the week, you're not guaranteed to win. So that's all that we had this week here. I can only really blame myself. There were transactions I could have made to win this one. It was just Nick Chubb getting 52 rushing yards and nothing else, to me, was the big difference maker here. I thought for sure I was done after George Kittle scored that touchdown on Sunday night. I didn't even watch Monday Night Football. I wake up and found out that I only lost by 3. So it wasn't really that bad of a beat when Pittsburgh gets the return touchdown to make it seem closer than it was. I think this was really more about Chris winning than me losing.
So you say you were I was watching this with like bated breath because they got the return touchdown pretty late, and then they got a strip sack on Daniel Jones, and then they got a pick, and I was like, it was only 3 points. I was like, I mean that's kind of a lot for a defense. Like I don't know what, maybe another strip sack or something could have got it, but I was excited. I think the big thing, Fitzy, was starting. I mean, I don't know if it's something you mulled over, but Ingram over Laporta. I think Laporta would have won you this, and that's the great irony, is that Fitzy, the bench tight end guru, his bench tight end, not let him down. He knows more than anybody. You just can't pick the right tight end when you have 2 of them. Zach Ertz was on my bench with like 15 points. So
I did not realize that. Yeah, that's right. I'll be honest. I never once thought about swapping Evan Ingram out and putting Laporta in. I did consider. It was. I sat down, like I said, to watch Red Zone, and Scott tells me, "Welcome to Week 8." And yes, it's Halloween, but we're also celebrating another holiday. It's National Tight Ends Day. Yes. I scrambled to my phone. I was just too late. He said that, and I was like, Laporta needs to be in my lineup. He's going. I just know he's scoring. And it's of course, we heard about it all day long from Scott and all the other commentators. Like, oh, it's National Tight Ends Day. It's another touchdown.
It was a great day for tight ends.
Such a good meme.
Yeah, so that was the main thing. The other thing about Chris is that I've kind of been talking shit about his record and how his points don't reflect that, and he really this is his response, is he puts up the highest score in the week and he kind of justifies his second place and 6-2 record. So good for you, Chris. Good team. Fitzy, obviously great team. It just that just sucks. Shout out to Lad McConkey though, huh?
Oh, the Lad coming out game. If you had told me Lad McConkey had 29.8 points, I would have taken the way over on 6 catches. I thought he was going to just be a PPR type of guy. But yeah, two big touchdowns.
I just want to just quickly shout out Jaden Daniels for that insane.
Oh my God.
Just unfucking.
That's the other difference in the matchup. It's not just the Jaden Daniels incredible throw. It's also the fact that Anthony Richardson needs to and now has been benched in real life, and thank God on my fantasy team. Joe Flacco is going to lead me to victory.
All right, I'll do this one. Next up, we got Eric versus Chris Colby. Here's the battle of one of the 2 teams that fell short of their projections. That's Eric. This was a good week for most people. Only 2 people fell short of those projections. Now, the difference here was, I think Eric was cursed on his bench. You might not see it here. Daniel Jones put up 6.66, the number of the beast. No way you're winning. Not only are you not winning with Daniel Jones on your team, even when he's on your bench, he's cursing your team. This is Chris' second 130-point win in a row. Moves him to 3-5 after starting 1-5. So if teams continue to not score a lot and Chris continues to score about 130, he could make his way to the playoffs. What do you guys think? Oh, Kate Otten's coming out partying tight end day. No Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin. I was like, Sterling Shepard's the guy. I'll start him over Zach Ertz and everyone else. No, it's Kate Otten. Look at this guy. Oh, he's awesome. So what do you guys think?
I guess I'm just surprised that Kate Otten isn't on Tyler's team. That it feels very Tyler to own a guy like Kate Otten. But yeah, he's coming out. He's looking great. This one's interesting because of how locked in we were on Eric. Colin, I think you had him as your lock of the week, right?
No.
I know I did. Okay, so it was Corby?
I had Eric as lock of the week.
Yeah, two of us had Eric as lock of the week. We're going to get into suicide, but the suicide pickers, they liked Eric. And Chris Colby, you're driving your car off the hill, and dare I say it, maybe it's not a car. Maybe this is a plane or a rocket ship flying off the hill. Because, yeah, up to 3 and 5, you're on the strong ascent here. 133 would have lost to most teams this week, but Colin, I think you had the saying at some point earlier this year. They don't ask you how, they ask you how many. And how many? 3, same as me. I can't wait to see you in the playoffs.
I've never said that in my life. So I don't
You
know.
literally said that like 2 weeks ago or something. Somebody said that. So somebody on this pod. Oh, was
Mike?
it Mike?
It was Mike.
It was Mike.
I've never
Uh-oh. Mike, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mike. Because I know he's going to comment that was me. We've getting stolen valor on Mike's comments 2 weeks in a row. Man.
Once again, before we move on, I have done a lot of dragging of Chris's team. I remember 2 weeks ago I said it was the worst team in the league. Not the worst team in the league. Look at this. These 2 wins in a row. I also want to mention that every Chris won this week, which is kind of fun. But like, yeah, I think like we were curious and wondering if Chris could survive until McCaffrey comes back, and it may be a chance in which he can survive. We'll see what happens this week, and if McCaffrey actually does practice and whatnot. But Chris, you're really right in the ship here, and I'm happy to see it. And Eric,
what the fuck is that smell?
your team fucking sucks, bro.
What the fuck is that smell?
Amari Cooper,
What the fuck is that smell?
Michael Pittman,
What the fuck is that smell?
Wandale Robinson,
What the fuck is that smell?
Devontae Adams,
What the fuck is that smell?
stinky poopy shit. Sorry, bro.
What about Jaden Reed?
Oh yeah,
What the fuck is that smell?
stinky.
More like Jaden peed, am I right? All right, and the last matchup of the week. I know what I was doing last weekend. I was watching Mike Corbett win the title of Mike of the Year, straight from Mike's grasp.
Oh God, I was so okay. I've never been more confident after a Thursday night game. There was a moment in time in which I was trying to figure out if I should start Puka Nacua, because there was like, okay, how much is he gonna play? Whatever, yada yada yada. I just said fuck it. Like if I would rather take less points than have him sitting on my bench and going off. I will never doubt the King again. The King has returned. I love you, Puka. You're the man. Kyron Williams, you're the man. Kyle Pitts, you're the man. Everyone was wonderful this week. I could have started my boy Bucky Irving for a few extra points, but I loved my outcome. And Mike,
What the fuck is that smell?
just Cole Kmet. There was a point in which I'd screenshotted Cole Kmet having 0 points in like the third quarter and sent it to Mike. I was really dragging Mike. I just felt I was just so confident after the Thursday. Love my team. Love my depth. Yeah, that's about it. I love jerking myself off.
You deserve it, Corby. I mean, you got a great team. After starting 0-2, Corby's on a 6-win streak. He's got Bucky on his bench and Keon Coleman going off and Jameis doing his thing. It's a deep team. Juwan Jennings and Deontay Johnson. I mean, we'll get into that, but they're on his bench. He's got it's a team that's ripe. So this is the early season darling Mike. We were all gushing about his team early on in the year, and rightfully so, against the current darling Corby. Mike clearly is a classic peaky finder. He found it a little too early. And Corby, I'm hoping you don't make that same fate. Maybe you can maintain this peak throughout the year. I don't see any reason why not, except for a trade that might have happened today. Although hopefully it won't affect two of your players too much. But yeah, Mike is the only other team besides Eric that fell short of projections. This was a good fantasy week for everybody except Mike and Eric. So that's tough for Mike. Still got a good team. It just might not be the the savior that we thought it might be.
I'm so excited because I did not look at the app very much today. I actually don't know what trade we're talking about yet. You're gonna get my reaction very much live. But one thing I can talk about right now is we've got a couple of real streakers right now. Corby with the 6-game win streak to head up to 6-2. No one knows better than you about sweeping the regular season. So stay hot, stay ready. On the flip side, we've got a bunch of bad losers. I myself am 1 for my last 5. Adam, 0 for his last 5. So couple of tough ones. Colin, super hard mode. I'm telling you, you're making it super hard on the rest of the league.
I would build this team in a cave with a box of scraps, all right? CeeDee Lamb for 87 and Christian McCaffrey for 70. And this is what I got. Fuck y'all. No,
You what? You what?
You built it with a box of. I like it.
like Iron Man,
Yeah, of course.
I'll tell you.
Adam won't get that reference. Sorry, Adam.
Corby asks, you what? And I say, I forgot to take the screenshot. Hold on. What the There we go. The record last week. Colin, you're really schooling us here. Getting it closer to even here. And as I drop my first lock of the week, it's anybody's race at this point. Coin's got some catching up to do. But the coin doesn't watch the games. You know who does watch the games? Our friends who are still alive in fantasy. Suicide. We had Chris Cloud, Eric, and Taylor, who for the last couple of weeks been pretty lockstep. Only a couple of differences, really, since week 3. And in week 7, we didn't pick them. And in week 8,
oh no!
Everyone picked Eric. So yeah, we're going to be splitting this pot 3 ways between Chris, Eric, and Taylor. I'm just glad that this came to an end before my child came into this world. One less thing to keep track of. So thanks everyone for picking Eric.
That was really fun this year. I really liked Suicide Watch. It was very good.
I'm definitely doing that again next year.
Yeah,
we might even do it for the playoffs. Let's see. Until then, a quick peek at the standings, and who's going to be making the playoffs. It's a bit of a divide right now. We do not have a single team at 4-4, which is a total anomaly to me, right? Yeah, we've got 6 players who are feeling really good, whether or not their team name is down bad, and 6 players who are kind of on the outside looking in. I shouldn't say. I guess I can say 6, right? It's pretty much everyone except for Adam, right?
Yikes! I find this so funny that the points for Chris Colby is 957, and the points against is way over, and he's got 2 wins. It's awesome. That is against adversity. I love to see it.
Well, he had a close one week 1 against Taylor. Dug a hell of a hole, and he's just kind of slowly digging back out the last 2 weeks. But we're seeing the remnants of the hole from weeks 2 through 5.
Right. I can't even come up with a remnant hole joke.
Well, if you want to have a whole bit of a segue here, some people were down in a hole digging up new team names, and the first one we've already seen on the screen here. It's me. It's Down Batter. A little riff on Brandy's team because I don't like that Brandy's down bad, and I think I'm down batter. We'll zoom in there.
Well.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. I mean, you lost almost 50 Yahoo points, which certainly doesn't feel good, right? Does that were you gold before and now you're silver, or were you already silver?
So, like I mentioned, that we're going to have our mid-year report cards. That's going to be the next thing we look at here. Okay. There's been a lot of seesawing this year. A lot of people kind of jumping in and out of the gold pool.
I love this team name. I love the photo. I love that it's still playing on nasty or bad guys or whatever. I'm giving it 4 booms on the boom meter.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Just kidding. It's 5. It's 5. Let's go.
I didn't realize. Yeah, you were bad. What was it? Or no, you were scary dudes, right?
Yeah,
Is that what
scary
it was?
dudes.
Okay, so not quite bad, but still, they're like synonyms almost. So yeah, this is funny. Although you don't have Deshaun Watson anymore, so I guess you needed a new team name, and luckily you lost by a few points, so you had a nice team. Luckily,
Yeah, luckily.
you had a good team on paper.
Oh boy. Next up, we have my favorite team name in the league and in the Citadel. It's Moreland's Famous Shop from Mike. Somehow, I almost can't believe this hasn't been Mike's team name before. It's both completely original and feels derivative of himself because that picture of Moreland, what a great one.
Yeah, I like it too. I like Mass Effect. This is from Mass Effect 1, correct?
Yes, I mean he's also in the second one. Although just like a cameo, but yeah.
Right, yeah. So I remember the shop bit from the first one. I didn't know if it was also in the second one. I remember liking the second one more than the first one. With all that in mind, I like this name. I respect it. I respect you not just totally throwing in the towel after getting shellacked by me and your smelly team for last week. So I'm gonna give it 4 booms on the boom meter for real.
Yeah, I had to text Mike immediately after seeing this because Moreland's very funny. I like his cadence. So great job, Mike. I love it.
Okay, so just to be clear, Colin, this is Moreland. It is not the one where you're speaking into the microphone and saying, "I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel." This is truly a Mass Effect 1 shop.
This is only a Mass Effect 1 shop.
Okay.
And then he's in the second one. He just like sends you an email. So
That's
really,
nice.
he's not even really in the game. Yeah.
So I take back that it's my favorite team name on the Citadel. Apologies for misquoting you here. All right. We're zooming in on my personal favorite team name of the week because Adam's making this team name just for the pod, just because of the discussion we've had. And I, too, Googled Jackoff face because of Adam here. So first of all, we're going to... that's really good.
What is happening in the background? Is it like a
shower curtain? Or
shower
something?
curtain? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh my God.
To me, this one's really good. Hold on, I got to turn off the transition so we can really get this one just zoomed in quite right. I too Googled Jackoff face, and here's what I found.
Oh,
For the benefit of the listener, I put Safe Search Blur on. And yeah, looking at this, there's only really one option here for Adam to pick.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh, Shutterstock. That's a stock photo.
Yep. And it's man's pleasure face masturbation on Shutterstock.
Excellent. Fucking excellent.
His other options were Jack Off Jill on Instagram, Jack Off Gifts, and I don't know what this guy did, but yeah. This guy showing up for Jack Off face.
I think that is from the newest season of I Think You Should Leave, where they invite the guy over and he's like a comedian or something, and he's just bombs. He's not very funny, but yes, I love it. This is awesome. Not only does this get 5 booms on the boom meter, it's going to get 5 big booms on the big boom meter. Love it. I love it. Adam is on a tear this year with team names. It's a sight to behold, truly.
I mean, across multiple leagues, might I add. There's been much discussion about, again, we don't talk about other leagues in this pod except for when we do. The team names in the Discord league are worth just a quick shout out because we've got I Suck the Devil's Cock from Adam. Fantastic. Chris Cloud. Over Engorged Penis Need a Doctor. Some absolute quality team names here in Discord, and I just got to shout out. This one is really now. I'm just talking to Adam, even though I also messaged him this. His team name, the other Nicola. Playing off of my team names in basketball, the Nicola and the other Nicola. The fact that there's a third one is I just love it.
Who's the third? There's a third. Who is it?
Jovic.
Oh, who's the second one?
Vucevic.
Oh.
It was the first one.
Oh, Corby, you know the first one.
It's Jokic.
The guy who got you hooked on the league.
It's true. It is so true.
All right, what do you say we keep this browser window open and take a quick peek at some of the transactions in this league? And let's start off with the one that I haven't seen yet. Let's get my live reaction to a trade.
Okay, well,
No.
It's a real life trade.
It's a real life NFL trade.
Do you know that?
Oh, okay.
Yes, it was Deontay Johnson going to the Baltimore Ravens. That was what we were.
Corby owns Zay Flowers and Deontay, which I feel like is just awful. Sucks.
Yeah, so if anyone would like Deontay Johnson, he's available for trade. I think realistically, it's definitely gonna hurt both of them. I think it helps Lamar Jackson a lot, which is making me nice and horny. I think he will continue to be the number one player in fantasy until his bye week, probably. I don't know, but that was I again was on a plane and Brandy hands me her phone and like holds up the sleeper notification, and I'm like, wow, that's like the worst possible landing spot that he could possibly have gone to. Honestly, I thought he may have gone to like. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but like anybody other than the Ravens probably would have been nice. But I don't know.
Definitely. Any other NFL trades I missed today? It feels like they've been really active, especially in the wide receiver market this year.
Let's.
Or be refreshing.
Let's look super quickly. No, I don't see anything.
Yeah, and in terms of the league, I think the other transaction was Fitzy winning Jalen Warren for $5. All right, with a $1.
I'll share that. Was that the only transaction? Really?
No, I blew my load last week on my fab. You were talking last week about you like the once a week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money on Jameis Winston.
Oh, that's right. We record on Tuesday.
You guys recorded on Tuesday, so I spent a lot of money on him and Jalen McMillan. So
I didn't know you cut him. Oh no, I'm thinking of Jawan Jennings.
I almost got Jawan Jennings, and I'm really happy that I didn't. Also, shouts out to Yahoo for keeping him out while they're still on their bye week. Really appreciate that, so he can sit in my IR spot. But yeah, no, I don't regret either of these. I needed a backup QB because I had Bryce Young, then I had Tyler Huntley, and then I was like, okay, well, Jameis is probably going to start the rest of the year, right? Like, they're not going to start the other guy. And fortunately, he played great, and he cemented himself for at least a few more weeks. So
yeah, he got himself out of just fourth down short yardage back duty.
Yeah, I was really sad
here. Pick him up anyway. Like, even if he was still the backup, like, there's gonna come a week where someone needs a fraction of a point from their quarterback, and he's the guy to get it. But
well, I owned him like 3 different times because I kept picking up, being like, "Come on, they got him."
I know.
And finally, he comes in, and I don't own him, and I try to get him, and see, because I'm second place there, $10. It is what it is. So good job, Corby. And yes, you also got the Jalen McMillan. Yeah, that was me who said it last week. Was that it seems like every week someone's blowing most of their fab, and this week Corby just blew his fab all over our faces. So good job, Corby. And a great $22 bid.
Oh yeah, I love seeing a bid like this where there's two people right underneath you.
Yeah,
that would make me feel a lot better about overspending on Jameis, but I don't regret spending 37. Not at all.
You can't. I should have. If only I had known what was obvious about Anthony Richardson. Hey, Cedric Tillman, $12 over the next highest guy. Still too few dollars. Great pickup from Adam here. Cedric Tillman,
I love it.
Crazy tear.
Love this pickup. This is great. Love it.
I like how Adam put in bids on all 3 of the Tampa Bay receivers, and Trey Palmer, Sterling Shepard, and Jalen McMillan. He was like, one of them is going to be good. I don't know if any of them were that good. Jalen McMillan wasn't that good, right? I don't think that was Rashad White and Kate Otten. Yeah, $5 for Sterling Shepard, and I thought the target's got to go somewhere. They didn't go to Sterling Shepard really, or I don't know, Trey Palmer. Did he do anything?
No, it was all Kate Otten. It was the Kate Otten show on National Tight End Day.
Hey, let's go ahead and look at something. I actually didn't realize this. Oh my goodness. Adam goes and loses a bid, of course, $0 bid. I Google check. What the hell is this? A $0 bid with 2 other people in line that Adam won? I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Wow,
Maybe
That's-
Adam's right.
that's incredible.
Everyone
And then
needs
he
a
lost
little-
a different.
Everyone needs a little about that. Oh, that's-
Probably invalid because he had already picked up a defense. So
And then Fitzy getting Jalen Warren. All right.
yeah,
Good
it
pickup.
feels good to see at least two other people say, yeah, he's worth $1. You know?
Yeah, and you can see that's 3 days after. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I'm the one who cut him and then tried to pick him back up for $1. Because it's 3 days after. I'm pretty sure I cut him for like Sterling Shepard. Oh, well.
That's hilarious. Uh-oh. Get that off my screen. All right. We've got my personal favorite segment is up next because Corby has been doing some research while he was down south. And Corby's got a couple of great Yahoo comments for us to view.
Yeah, so obviously I needed to bring out this one for my boy Jatavian Sanders. Brandon chimes in and says the only Sanders in Carolina putting up points, obviously being mean to Miles Sanders. And Jaden responds and says, "Big head." It's a big head. Look at the head.
It's a very big head for the Lego Coyote Mundi. That's awesome.
It's a big head. I respect it.
I thought he was maybe referring to
Talking about
Jatavian Sanders. But no, he's talking about Brandon.
Nice talking about Brandon.
I love it.
Jaden's got a great comment. I love comments because sometimes they're great.
Oh yes, and of course I was checking out Puka Nakua after he was going off, and Antonio said, "Up yours, Paul."
Antonio definitely started Puka against Paul.
Oh, yes, he did, and he's feeling great about it. I gave him a thumbs up. He deserved it. So, Paul, if you're listening, up yours.
I'd like to imagine that there's at least one other Yahoo league that pays as much attention as ours does, because in that league, there's someone making a podcast being like, hey, we're all going to hang out in the Puka Nakua chat. It's a little full for my tastes, but it's a good one. If you find your friend there, that'd be something, huh?
And we had this one here.
Wow.
So we've seen flaccid penises in the past, but never once have I seen a Captain Hook. And this is, of course, after Jalen Hurts went absolutely bananas and scored like 37 points or something. A nice big hard cock. What is there to say?
Guys,
It's good.
so that's right. When Travis Etienne scored like -0.1, yes, it was all flaccid, and then Jalen Hurts goes off, and yes, it's a nice, it's an erect penis. Yeah, so
Yes.
good for him.
Good for him and good for Steve.
It's great because that flaccid penis was really taking over the Yahoo chat. It's good to see this one popping up, if you will. I like the fact that on this one, though, you obviously had to click the read more button in order to see the full thing. That's how big this one is. So I appreciate your in-depth journalism here, Corby.
It's a big guy.
All right. So that's right. It's a special and potentially sad week as I say adieu to my podcasting duties and hello to fatherhood, potentially. Alex is due as of the time of this recording in 3 days. Half of me thinks that she's going to be yelling up to me during the segment. It's time to go. So good luck editing this week, boys. Until then, I wanted to reflect on the things that I like about fantasy football. And I really like the luck aspect of fantasy football. And that's why I've decided to come up with this that I call a flip of the coin. A treatise on luck in fantasy football. So our first view here is a pretty simple one, and it's showing that despite the fact that scoring does change year to year, we have highs, we have lows, we have changes in our league scoring system. We have the removal of kickers, which it happens, and it changes our points. Lifetime in this league, however, the average margin of victory is pretty consistent, and it's usually 32 points. So the average score for a regular season game is 161 to 129. Now, there's obviously a lot of variance around that, but the angle I want to take today is the average points when winning, 161, versus the average points when losing, 129. Dig a little bit deeper. Because some teams are naturally boom or bust, And some teams just feel cosmically unlucky when they face other teams. I'm going to attempt to try and quantify just a little bit of that, because after last weekend, scoring 185, I had a little bit of an inkling that something interesting statistically might be happening. And I wasn't wrong. So this chart is the one that I came up with, and what you're looking at here. Across the x-axis is, of course, every year of our league history, 2013 through 2024. And the y-axis is the average in-season points when winning. So each dot represents a single team, and this dot right here would represent that whoever this was in the year 2013, on average, with 31 more points when they won a game compared to when they lost a game. We're going to zoom it on out a little bit here, and we're going to show a couple of highlights. So Corby, just to kind of put this home a little bit further, when your team booms, it boom, 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 booms. Because on average, when you've lost a game this year, those couple of times, compared to when you've won, your winning scores are usually 45 points higher than when you lose. You follow me so far?
Yes.
Cool. Last year, we had another pretty high one, and Eric launching himself to victory. Basically, when you're high on this chart, it's telling us that you're saying no to luck. You are making your own luck by going off when it's your turn to win. The highest ever here is Taylor in 2022. His team name was Cursed this year. And what I think is really interesting, this was a total outlier year where he both scored the fewest points in the league and had the fewest points against. So this is one where he was trying to make his own luck. In the weeks where he won, he crushed teams. And when he lost, it's because he just didn't put any up himself.
Is that the Team of Destiny?
It was the year after the Team of Destiny. Yep. We're going to just zoom way out for a second. Corby, you're up here at 160. This is regular season only. I didn't know how to put your undefeated season on here because you didn't lose any games. So I'm saying you scored 169 more points per game when you won. But let's zoom back down a little bit. And there's a couple of very, very interesting orange dots here. See, these orange dots are the unluckiest teams that we've seen in league history. Because on average, Colin in 2016 and myself this year, I've actually averaged more points when I lose compared to when I win. That's the fantasy god saying, you can do whatever you want. I decide fate. It's only the second time in league history where we've seen this one. We barely had one tick. It was about a point, half a point under from Adam in 2020. I should give a shout out. So technically a third time. But Colin, 2016. I don't know if you remember feeling unlucky at all in your past, but one year you actually averaged more points when you were losing for a full season.
Let me check. Is this the? Oh no. I'm sorry. Is this the one year that I missed the playoffs?
I can actually effort that real quick. 2016, Colin, you still made the playoffs despite this. You were 8-5. You were 8-5. Yep. So this was just an interesting chart that I wanted to show. Wait a minute. There's one more. What the hell is this? In the year 2013, Mike, an incredible outlier here, went 8-5. So there's a decent sample size in both the wins and losses. He averaged 20 fewer points when he won a game in our inaugural season. You look at the average points against. When Mike lost, the average score in his 5 losses in our first year was 197. People nearly averaged the 200 burger against Mike in our first year. And might I remind you on that first chart, it's not like first year scoring was that much higher in an 8-team league. This was like such a fun outlier that I found that Mike, you kind of cemented yourself as an unlucky man, even in year one. I thought that was incredible.
I can see you like plotting this chart and then being like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh, my data's wrong. I got to clearly something's wrong here. Yeah. So that was just a fun little experiment here. I'm excited to see if I start to win because of myself, not in spite of myself. That's what I'll be looking for. So just right. I forgot I animated that. Yeah. What the hell was that, Mike? Anyway, I wanted to keep it going. Again, a quick celebration of data. And you're going to miss me talking about, of course, the losers bracket, my Dark Twisted Fantasy. But I know Corby wants to hear me say the word Yahoo points a few times. So I've got a mid-year report card for every team. how are you doing so far in your Yahoo points? We're going to go top to bottom. Tyler, despite the fact that you're up in Diamond, you're staying up in Diamond. Up 18 Yahoo points year to date, a strong 62.5% win rate in your 3 leagues. There's only one way to stay Diamond, and it's to really, really put the pedal to the metal on your win rate. So good stuff from Tyler here. Chris, launching himself so far this year, up 77 points. I'm just going to keep rolling through these, I suppose, because next up, it's Adam.
Oh, no.
The fall of Adam has begun, and it really only started to happen in week 4, where it's just been a tumble week after week after week. Just over 40% win rate for someone who was sporting Diamond even in week 4. They're going to punish you for that. So Adam, the Joker season is back upon you, a minus 89 year to date. I'm sure you can turn that around.
Let's go.
Speaking of turning it around, Colin, I'm going to have to exit PowerPoint for a second to show you something. I've been meaning to make some type of segment about your team specifically and my sort of theory about it. Because, yeah, you're up 115. Look at the sawtooth that you've got going on here. The massive swings where you like nearly are silver. Boom. You're nearly bronze. You're nearly gold. You're nearly bronze. Now you're fully gold, but you're going up and down with you're either winning in all 3 or losing in all 3 leagues.
Did you have a theory or?
My theory is actually about more than just this year, and I'm pulling it up on my other screen.
Oh.
I call it the theory of what's going on in your life. Because, Colin, when was Adelaide born?
2019.
2019. Colin was a gold to platinum level manager until fatherhood struck.
Right.
And then I want to say somewhere around 2021, 2022. It was 2022. Well, anyway,
2022 is when Theo was born, or was that what you were going to think? Or
Theo was born. I was going to say you just started hosting a podcast because you said I've got a 3rd child, and that child is my fantasy football team, and you're finally giving that child the attention it deserves. So, my theory on this one is that you are becoming a father of 3.
Well, I think the irony here is that last year, I was in all the leagues. People, tried to boost my Yahoo rating, which isn't really true. I just wanted to do real drafts, so I did paid Yahoo leagues. That was the biggest thing, and I didn't really gain that much more. I think I gained less than the year before, and then this year I'm just doing the 3 we're in. Specifically this year, I think the reason it's like sawtoothing like that is that if I lose one, I usually lose a lot because I own a lot of the same players. So like if everyone's doing good, then I'm gonna win. I have a lot of the same guys, and if they do bad, then I'll lose. And yeah, they've all been doing good lately. So hopefully I can stay up in gold.
Yeah, I hope you can. It's our first 100-point swing of the year, but it's not our last because next. Oh no, Eric!
Jesus.
So this is not a sawtooth. This is another full. I had to zoom out for this one because Eric seems to either have a good or a bad year. He's very rarely flat. Being flat up that high just means you had another really good year. He's on the decline hard this year. Still a 53% lifetime, but down 104 year to date. Tough one, Eric. Tough one.
What the fuck is that smell?
Well, this is the smell of our 6th highest rated member, the gold rated Mike Bekonowitz. Mike is having a great year. I'm surprised to only see him plus 23. He must be doing poorly in some other leagues because, yeah, I feel like he should be having like a plus 50 type of season, just based on what I've seen here. Corby, launching yourself back into gold, back into gold. You were on the border of silver at the start of this season. You're fully gold. I feel like you got your eyes set on platinum here.
Yeah, I was. Last year was like maybe my worst fantasy year in my history since like year 1, and so it feels good to be on the mend at this point.
You were born to be a star, Corby, and your star is rising.
Wait, did you say the thing?
What are you doing?
Hey, thank you. Kind of going in the opposite direction. A bit of it's really a story of 3 weeks for me this year, because in 3 different weeks I've had nearly 50-point swings. Managing 4 teams, I went 0-4, 4-0, and 0-4, and that pretty much contributes my negative 34 there. I'd like to see myself get back to gold. I just fear what I talked about with Colin. I hope I don't get the dad bump in the wrong direction. Sort of like Chris. Now this one is Chris Colby driving his car off a hill and into the ravine for Yahoo points. Oh my. Whoa. You started the year gold. You started to threaten platinum after a good week one, and it's just been downhill since then. Now, minus 124, I believe, was our largest swing in either direction this year. But it's not the only Chris doing badly, because Chris Patnode is down 92 points year to date. Both of them towing their way into bronze. And finally, I say finally because we've got 2 report cards to bring up here, and this is the thing I'm going to be watching the most closely. I'm going to be doing my own little silver watch in the comments every week, because Brandy, from what I can see on the record, in 2021 peaked at 599 Yahoo points.
Oh
and
my
has never
God.
been silver. Brandy is sitting at 586. Taylor,
Oh shit!
a long storied history of never being silver, is at 571. Now, I strongly believed he was going to make it. Winning 1 out of 3 matchups is good enough to keep you, I guess, +4 in the silver world or in the bronze world. It's going to be a thrilling race to silver. I mean, obviously my money's on Brandy, because it's kind of a shock to me that Brandy hasn't made it yet. I think Brandy's got the team to get across the finish line this year. Anything here stick out to you guys?
Gold team rules.
Yeah, no, I love this. This is like one of my favorite parts of fantasy for some reason is Yahoo points, because I'm just so fascinated by whatever algorithm they use in order to determine how many points you win or lose. I'm just so interested in it. I'm pulling for Brandy to make silver, because I know that Brandy watches those manager comparisons every week and sees that stuff too. And of course, Taylor, the story, a tale as old as time. Will Taylor make silver? No, he won't.
Yeah, it feels almost like a special club when I look at the ratings, and I'm like, I've been in bronze and silver for the past few years, and I just feel like I want to be one of those cool guys, like Corby and Fitzy in gold, or fucking Adam and what diamond, and I think all these guys who are so high up, and Tyler and diamond, and I want to be one of those guys. So it's there's always a bigger fish. So I'm happy to be in gold, but I want to be where like Tyler is now. That's where I'm hunting. So. It's a journey.
I didn't get this one in the screenshot, but it is so worth it, because Taylor, top level, bronze, double digits, baby. We made it. We made it.
Oh my God. Horrible. That's so bad. His win-loss record, 148 wins, 200 losses. Oh, man.
So did he peak in year 1?
You can go
Maybe
back
they
and
start you
check
at a
the record
certain
on
Yahoo
this.
point. I don't know.
You can go back and check the record on this. In year 1, he was close a couple of times, 598.
Oh
I
my
believe
God.
Year 2, he was also very close. Yeah, 598 as well.
Oh
This was the
Incredible.
Yep.
So
and then
incredible.
I'm going to give a shout out to 2021, when I truly believe if he had won the championship here, he would have been silver. He would have planted the flag. Firmly believe that.
No doubt about it. He definitely would have been silver if he won.
Oh, well, maybe next championship. It's a little bit poetic, because there's only one way that you can march forward, and it's one step at a time. And we're going to have to decide who we think is going to win in this one. Taylor versus the obviously ascendant Mike team here. Yahoo seems to have a favorite already, and it's Moreland's favorite shop. To me, this one's kind of easy. It's Mike going to get the team name boost. I really think that just changing your team name kind of shakes off some stuff. Mike's going to keep the train rolling here. Mike's going to be 6-3, and he's going to do it on the back of Stank, Smell, and maybe Cortland Sutton. If he starts both of them this week, I feel like he's guaranteed to win after Adam's comment.
Yeah, it's hard not to go Mike here. Michael Wilson has been kind of solid, so I'm surprised that they only have him projected at a 6.85 because he's had a decent amount of double-digit games. It's good last week. Other than that, I mean, he's got maybe Thielen coming back this week. He's coming off IR. Yes, Christian Watson. So I was like, oh, why is his point so low? Maybe he's got some people on the bench. Not really. Mike's got a good bench, though, so I'm going to pick Mike. I think Fitzy hit the nail on the head. Speaking of under projections, come on, give Bo Nix some respect. This man is the last 5 weeks, the last 6 weeks, he's had 4 20-point games, counting a 19.34. So he's on the up and up. Best rookie quarterback, definitely. Don't you think, Corby?
No, I think Jaden Daniels is better than him.
Oh, shit. Give me Mike.
I do feel Bo Nix is probably the second, which has been the most surprising thing in real life fantasy. In real life football. I really want to pick Taylor here. Like, it would be. I feel like the ascension is going to continue, but I can't pick against Mike because I just think that the matchups are better, and I think the only way Mike loses is if he picks the wrong guy to put in his lineup. So I think with that in mind, I think Mike rights the ship and he wins and gets to 6-3. So I'm taking Mike.
Well, Mike, Corby, did you just say the only way Mike loses is if he makes the wrong decision with his lineup? I gotta flip it. I'm taking Taylor. Yeah, you've opened my eyes.
Oh man. And with that, we will, of course, welcome back the coin, as always.
The coin is putting me on Taylor Island because the coin is taking Mike.
God, that's a bad omen.
Bad omens and bad teams. I'll tell you this much. My projection is going to flip here, right? So it says 42%. This is because I took the screenshot with Anthony Stinkerson and Pittsburgh defense very much still in my lineup. That's going to flip. I think that I'm going to be projected to win this matchup. The problem is I don't think it matters what I do anymore. I think if my team scores a lot of points, then that means Eric can win. And if my team scores very few points, then I might win. That's what I learned. If I score 6 fewer points, then I'm more likely to win. Good for Eric. I think I'm going to do well this week. So because of that, I'm taking Eric.
This one, I really like Eric's team. On paper, it's one of those teams that I look at and I really like these guys, but it's just like week to week, it just hasn't been working out. I thought Brian Thomas was probably not going to play this week, but if he does, then that changes a lot of my thoughts about this matchup. Fitzy, just keeping it in here. Are you going to be starting Drake May, or have you put in a big bid for Mr. Flacco?
If Drake May is playing, I'll be playing Drake May. If Drake May is not playing because he has not cleared concussion protocol, then I will be playing one of Joe Flacco or Jacoby Brissett.
Well, that's right. Jacoby will be there, yeah. Oh, God, that's...
Yeah,
I'll be picking Eric this one, I think. Yeah. I think his team... I like Eric's team a lot, honestly. Like, these... I feel... I probably... Oh, no, it's the RB2 that reason. I never liked his team, really. But, like, I remember saying that I love this team, and I still do. I still like a lot of these names. Michael Pittman's going to get a huge boost with Flacco, an actual quarterback, and Amari Cooper is not going to score like 1.3 or whatever. Like, I think that's a fluke game. Give me Eric. I think he's got a good team. I think he's going to hit the launch button. You heard it here first. I wish he was here to hear that too. I wish he was here with us.
There is nothing fluky about an Amari Cooper 1.3 point game. That is so Amari Cooper. You can't say that. Okay, so this is so close because I can see there's a world where Derrick Henry gets bottled up a little bit because the Denver defense is pretty good. I still think the Ravens will win that game. But again, it's the Zach Charbonnet effect in RB2 is absolutely disgusting. Deplorable, even honestly, truly pathetic. You know what I'm gonna hit.
What the fuck is that smell?
It's disgusting. The question I have to ask is, Fitzy, Do you have the guts to do the 2 tight end swag strat flex if Brian Thomas Jr. is declared out?
Oh, almost certainly. Almost certainly, yes. Especially with, as we found out live on the pod when we took a little break for Colin's kids to go to bed, apparently Jameson Williams has a warrant out for his arrest. And not for gambling this time. So, yeah, he might not be available.
Yeah, what the hell's up with that?
Wait, what is it?
All I know is that
domestic violence.
they were questioning. I don't know a lot. I haven't done a lot of research. All I know is that the police were questioning why he wasn't arrested when they found a gun in his car, and now they have a warrant out for his arrest as of 2 hours ago, or something like that. I don't know all the facts. I can't point the fingers. With that being said, I will take Fitzy. I believe in it, and I believe that Lad McConkey will be on the up and up, and his breakout will continue. So I'm taking Fitzy.
I love a contrarian pick.
Yeah, we've got a couple of island games already. Let's keep the paradise rolling because it's a really close one, according to Yahoo. Colin, I want to hear what you've got to say to your good friend, I Googled Jackoff Face, Adam.
Yeah, this is I hate to, he's in 12th place, I'm in 3rd, and I'd hate to lose to the last place team, but I might lose to the last place team. And I never thought I'd say this, but I'd really like Bryce Young to play for my fantasy team.
What?
I need a quarterback. I have $5.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about Brissett. Is there anyone else? Maybe I'll try to get somebody. I don't know. Maybe Mason Rudolph will play, or is Derek Carr coming back? Maybe give me Spencer Rattler or something. I need somebody, please. And other than that, I got Pickens and Russ on bye, so that hurts a lot. So it's gonna be a strange week. If Bryce Young is the starter, that hurts Leggett. I kind of have to start him. I guess we can start Darius Slayton. He did good. Meanwhile, on Mike's side or Adam's side, I don't know if he's totally setting his lineup here. He's going to sit Stafford, maybe. Who's he playing? Seattle? Maybe he should play Stafford over Caleb or something. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, I'm going to pick myself. You already know that. But I am nervous, especially after last week's explosion of Mr. Tracy and Mr. Tillman. But, yeah, I'm going to pick myself. Adam's team isn't that bad. Just has too many Chiefs, really, and it's just mid. It's just mid, I think. But it probably might beat me this week. But I'll pick me. What do you guys think?
I am gonna pick Adam this week. If you have noticed, Patrick Mahomes had his best week of the season last week with a staggering 18.18 points. They are playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have a much better offense than has been led on. I assume that their run defense is better than their pass offense or pass defense, excuse me. And I just see that game being high scoring. And for that reason, I'm gonna pick Adam. Colin, I'm sorry. If Adam loses, is this the week? Is this
so serious?
Is this it? Is this the Joker week for Adam? Or I'm on Joker watch for Adam, so I got to go with Adam this week for sure. I'm going with Adam.
Okay, so first of all, Adam has lost 5 straight. We're already in the Joker era, Corby. We're already there. We're in the I Googled Jackoff Face era. It's the same era, Corby. Same era. Now, the thing is, I think he's overinvested in the Chiefs as well. Simply by having 2 players on his roster, I think he's overinvested in the Chicago Bears. I never liked this team. However, the Bears are facing the Cardinals. The Chiefs are facing the Bucks. I'm kind of with you on the matchups working in Adam's favor this week, which means for the 3rd matchup in a row, we've got an island game. I was the only one on Taylor. Corby, you were the only one on me, and now I'm the only one on Colin as the coin takes Adam as well.
It's fine because I had an island game last week that I won. I'm used to it. I mean, DeAndre Swift is playing the Cardinals too, and he's been amazing the past few weeks. But whatever. Let's move on to the next matchup. It's Tyler versus Chris Colby here. Now, Tyler, more than anyone else, I think, in my opinion, needs a get-right game. Second in points, and he's coming off just a tragic loss. Not the most tragic loss in the league, but a tragic one nonetheless. So I've got to pick Tyler just on principle here. Also, Chris's team, I feel like this is one team with bad luck going against a team that's luck has been a little too good. So I think Chris's 3-5 record sitting next to Tyler's 3-5 record, I think it's offensive. I think it's gross. I think Mike Gesicki's underprojected. Give me Tyler.
All right, I'll come out and say it.
I'm locking it up.
Oh, we got a lock. Well, tell you what, that makes two of you on Tyler, and it's not me, it's the coin. Because I look up and down the matchups here. And you say you think Mike Gesicki's underprojected? Maybe. What about Kate On?
Yeah.
What about Mark Andrews? These guys just catch touchdowns, and they're projected for a single touchdown here? Nah. These guys are going to go slightly more off than they're projected for. Is Travis Etienne coming back this week? Chris sure hopes so. We got Jacoby Myers, I'd say only projected for 14 points. We got Tyreek Hill. I'll say this, only projected for almost 18 here. I see the ability for Chris to go over his projection at every single position. It's not against Tyler. It's sticking with the theme. It's sticking with the fact that Tyler's got the highest points against and that Chris is riding the ship. Give me Mr. Colby in a rout.
Gosh, I'm in on Chris too. I really, again, this feels like another really close matchup for sure. I just think Tyler is just, like you said, on a very bad streak at this point. He needs to get right. I just don't think that happens this week, and I think Chris is somehow ascending, and I just think the matchups work out better for him. I think Tyreek is gonna finally be Tyreek and have a big blow-up game that we've been waiting for. I think the only downside is Rashad Bateman. We got to do something about that.
What the fuck is that smell?
I'm gonna keep pressing that button all day long until we're tired.
I will hand up. I missed the part where Rashad Bateman is starting across from Justin Jefferson. But I already used my one switch for the week. So Chris Colby, I'm riding with you.
Yeah, I'm still riding with Chris regardless.
One fun thing about this one is if Chris wins this, he'll be 4-5, and he might be getting Christian McCaffrey for Week 10.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He might be on the way up.
Divide.
Desperately needs it.
Okay, we've got a bit of a projection mismatch here, mostly down to the fact that Brandy doesn't have that second flex starting this week, where it's Brandy versus Throw Rogan himself, Chris P. I think a lot is yet to be settled for this matchup. We've got, I don't know that Green Bay is going to stay starting against Detroit over on Chris's side. I really hope that Brandy doesn't start. What was his name? Jatavion Sanders? Yeah. So we'll see what they do there. So, it's very much a coin flip at this point. The coin says Chris is going to win. And because the coin's been off of its game lately, I'm going with Brandy.
Wow. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to pick Brandy here. I think we're at one more week for Brandy, and then things will start to right themselves with Nico coming back. I don't know if DK is going to play this week. I would say I doubt he plays this week, and there's no way that Brandy is not going to start. Brandy is going to start Alec Pierce this week because Joe Flacco is back, and when Alec Pierce plays with Joe Flacco, they're like best friends, second best friends with Josh Downs, of course. Don't want to say that. She needs the home run hint at this point, and I think that Chris is just in a better position this week, so that's why I'm going to pick Chris as my lock of the week.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm definitely picking Chris as well. His team, he's coming off the highest score of the week. I don't think he's going to put up 188 again, probably, but I mean, I think he could outscore this projection. He's got a really good team. I've been a hater, but I'm not hating this week. Brandy's got a good team too, but Corby basically said it all. Like DK's probably not going to play. The depth is hurting. No Nico, no Jordan Mace's on bye. All this stuff. So yeah, give me Mr. Chris.
All right, let's see what you think about this next Chris matchup. It's our final matchup of the week. It is Chris Cloud versus Corby, and it's our biggest point spread mismatch. And it's going to be my lock of the week because it's going to be Corby. This one's a really simple one. It's sometimes you get a free square. Sometimes you get, Chris has yet to set his lineup. Stephon Diggs is going to get out of here, but he doesn't have a second quarterback. And I don't have the faith that he's going to have a second quarterback. I think I might outbid him on 2 quarterbacks this week. Sorry to say that one out loud for you, Colin. This one's going to be a smackdown. Corby, you're in first place. I think you're going to stay there. Really simple.
Yeah, I'd love to see Corby get some poetic justice here, and Chris slots in T. Higgins, and he puts up like 30 points. But I just don't think it's going to happen. Obviously we're going to pick Corby here, coming off 6 straight, probably 7 after this week. Corby's team is not, his team was not designed to lose in week 9 here. A lot of teams are suffering with buys. Corby's not one of them. Give me Corby.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to take myself here. Again, I feel like I lucked into this with Diggs going away, with Purdy being on bye, with Christian Kirk being gone for the year. Not that he would even start him probably, but Chris is hurting right now, but better days ahead for him, of course. Just going to pick myself because I just feel like I'm destined to win this week. Like you said, free square.
And that's the only one that we're all picking you.
Yeah, because the coin's also locking in Corby.
Wow.
How's it feel? Does it feel like a trap?
I have such a fucking weddy right now.
What?
A weddy. You never seen Jennifer's Body?
No. Is that Megan Fox says? She's a
it's,
wedding.
It's a line in that movie. Oh, that movie is so good. Oh my god, I love that movie. I guess that's it, huh?
Yep, that's right. We're going to close the curtain on that and open up the bet of the week, where the 3 of us fight about who's going to win their bets. All right, I'm going to stop presenting. Let's talk about some bets we made last week, huh? Last week we had some fun ones. Will Eric ever be more than a game away from 500? Mike said yes. I said no. There are currently no teams in the league that are within 1 game of 500. Not a single 4-4 team. I think Eric can make it back. Not this week, though. We do have also Corby and Mike, both defenses over 10 points. I said it would happen. Colin said no, because, you take the field, and they both went under 10. Good picks. Sort of unbelievable, this next one. This might be my favorite bet we made last week, Colin. It was the fantasy basketball one where I had no faith in my team, and they came through for me in almost every category except for steals. It was a tie. The only thing we tied. Ties are pretty rare in fantasy basketball too, so that was a fun one.
Wait, I just want to say, I mean, I know this will be stupid content for this pod, but it was just so funny because going into the last night, I think all I had up was like Chris Dunn, who I had previously outbid with you for like $1.
Yep.
And he ended up getting 4 steals.
4 steals.
And I was like, yeah, that tastes good. And that's the other thing is that you were like, I don't want to bet with the whole team because you're gonna beat me. This stupid modesty that you walk around with. You need to like get your cock out and like start rocking it, and swing your dick around because whether it's football or basketball, you're a good manager and you need to start believing in yourself.
I think part of it, Colin, is instead of living in a glass house and throwing stones, like I throw a lot of stones at people. I'm not afraid to put the dukes up. I'm just not one to tell people they're completely wrong when they say my team also sucks. Which, hey, last week mine didn't. We're going to talk about some fantasy basketball in a second here, though, because this one was my favorite bet we made last week. We also made one, though, Colin and Tyler, both over their original projection. I said yes, and basically everyone in the league went over their projection. Colin, you made that point earlier. And a final bet, Colin, bet on Zach Ertz over anyone on Colin's bench. Colin, you ran the numbers on this one. Was Darius Slayton the only one to go over Ertz?
He was, and it was by 0.1. And I picked him up after we made this bet. I picked him up for Monday night, just like, I'll just pick somebody up for Monday night. I cursed myself. And I didn't even start Zach Ertz, which is the worst part. But whatever. Yeah, he outscored Bryce Young on my bench. Oh, I mean, he's a quarterback, but obviously he did. This is Bryce Young.
All right.
Who's got bets?
I've got a couple of bets here that I want to probe the waters with. My first one is the date is currently October 29th. Next time you all record is going to be on the 5th. And basically the pod, this will be our last pod before the election. I want to make a Pennsylvania bet. Who's going to win in Pennsylvania?
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. God.
We're
Colin,
betting what? We're betting like politicians?
Yeah.
Let's see. What does 538 say?
Oh no, sorry. I'm at Eagles. I was talking about Corby. What were you? Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm at presidential.
Oh, I thought you were being serious there.
No, that's a good one. We can make a swing state parlay. Yeah. So first, we're going to make a bet on the actual presidential race. I am going to. I think Corby, you used this word earlier. I'm going to hedge happiness and pick Trump for $5.
Yeah, I would probably take. I'd probably take him as well.
I would also.
All right, for the content, I'll take Kamala.
No, it's okay. For the content, I think it's best if we're all pensively sad about this.
Okay.
It's better to be pessimistic and than be optimistic and be disappointed.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So on that note, we're going to make the Pennsylvania parlay. This is going to be a fun one because the great people of Pennsylvania, we believe, are going to make the wrong decision. We're going to bet against their teams this week. I'm going to make a parlay bet that the Jaguars simply beat the Eagles on the field.
What? No. The Eagles are going to win.
Oh, wow. So you think the people of Pennsylvania are just going to be, making – wow. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. Go Jags.
Okay. All
Karma.
right.
Coming for you.
All right.
All right, Fitzy. I want to awaken a sleeping giant. There once was a time when we bet upon our tight ends when we were both in the gutters, slinging it out with Jordan Akins and Zach Ertz and other names that we dare not speak. Well, I'll speak Zach Ertz's name, but not Jordan Akins. Let's get a tight end bet going here. Let's reawaken that. But what sort of permutation is the question?
Are you starting two tight ends?
Yeah.
I will too. Let's do total tight end points.
All right, that sounds good to me. Let's do it. We're going Ertz and Crafts. Did you guys like that two tight end name?
It's a good name.
That's really good. Yeah.
It's Laporta and Ingram. Yeah. Give me a few days and I'll think of a pun for that too. I
don't doubt it. Cole, I gotta ask, do you do your best pun writing like while you're at work? Like when you say give me a few days?
No, I don't think so. I think I have to just be staring at the screen and be like, I think I have to. I'm a visual worker, so I just look at it and I'm like, that's funny.
I have a bet, Colin. I'd like you to put your money where your mouth is. I think that Adam will beat you, and I'd like to bet $5.
I love it. I'm in.
I've got a quick bet here. So, Colin, last week in fantasy basketball, you lost to me 6-2. I'm willing to run it back and say that you crushed me this week. I haven't looked at any of the stats. Don't roll your eyes at me. I want to tell you why I believe in this. I believe this is going to happen because check out. Here are my players. I have 2 players ranked inside the top 50. Just 2 of them. One of them is Dyson Daniels. My team might be actually really bad, is my point. And I think you're going to beat it this week. So why don't you put your not fake, not humility, where you might? You think I'm going to beat you?
Honestly, I think I would have beat you last week if I didn't draft like 6 injured players, and then I had to pick up a bunch of like I'd have start Paul Reed. I didn't know who. You know, it was just a bunch. It was my own fault, really. I think I could have beat you because a lot of those were close.
I think you're going to do it again.
I think I'll say yes because I'm always going to bet on myself because I have to. No one else believes in me, so I have to believe in myself, honestly.
No, listen to me. I believe in you. I think you're going to beat me.
That being said, I don't think my team would look much better if you looked at the rankings. But that's the thing about builds like yours and mine is that like, or at least mine, is that like, you know, that doesn't really reflect anything. You know.
All right, and then, let's flip it around then. Let's run it back on steals. I'm going to out-steal you.
Okay, let's do it. Sure. I'm fine with either one. Yeah.
Steals, baby.
All right, steals it is. Are you winning already? I don't have a lot of steals.
I have no idea.
All right. I've got 12. Fitzy has let's see here real quick. I went to the wrong screen. All right, edit this out. All right. Fitzy's got 18.
You what?
How you doing in basketball, Corby?
I beat Grampy 5-4. I think I'm getting smoked right now, 2-7 or something.
What is it, like day 1? Who cares? Or day 2, I guess.
I have no grasp on how my team is doing. I think this Trae Young guy is pretty good though.
A good guy. This guy.
I do have a name. I haven't been able to change any of my team names in any leagues just because I've been away on holiday. But now that I'm back home, you should expect a new team name from me by the end of the week.
Exciting stuff.
It will be 5 big booms on the boom meter. I want to make a T. Higgins bet.
Oh no.
T. Higgins is currently projected. All right, he's currently projected for 13.8 points. I think that he'll have more than that. But I don't think that he'll have more than 16 points.
So do you want one of us to take the under, one to take the over, or do you just want one of us to take the field?
I want to take the under. I think he'll score less than 16 points.
Oh, but more than 13.8.
Oh well, I mean. The 13.8 is irrelevant. Let's just set the line at 16 points.
It's pretty high.
Yeah, under.
Okay, fine. Okay, let's lower it then. 14.
Under.
Yeah.
Under, really?
You're doing above the projection.
So, the projections don't matter. All right.
I know, but it's like a you know, it's a benchmark or whatever.
Okay, so do you want to just use his projection as the line? You think he'll be over 13.8?
So is that what it is?
Yes.
Because it's not that far from 14.
Yes.
I'll take the over on like 12. I don't want to do that high. Not that that's
Colin trying to buy back points from you here, Corby.
I'm setting the line at 13.8.
Corby, I think a lot of my T. Higgins opinion has come from you yelling about him over the years. So, like, maybe my opinion should be that he's better than I'll go over.
I was gonna say if you want the under, if you prefer the under, I will take the over as well.
I think I might have owned him once on one team. I know you've got more experience, which is why I trust you. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna believe in him this week. It's gonna be my week to own T. Higgins.
Oh, okay, I like it. I'm going to make another bet. Kyle Pitts is currently projected for 9.24 points. I'm smashing the over.
Who are they playing?
They're playing Dallas.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's rate. I'll raise the line.
No. Listen, I'm not even going to let you. I'm not going to let you try to give me points, Corby. National Tight Ends Day is over. He's going back into the toilet bowl. I'm ready to flush him down at under 9.81.
Wow. All right, I love it. It's 9.24, by the way. If you want 9.81, that's also fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would have taken the over on 9.24. So.
I'll give you the edge.
Thank you.
He has not scored below 10 since that goose egg back in week 4. He's been on a tear.
I love it. I want to make another Kyle Pitts bet. Colin, I think Kyle Pitts will outscore Zach Ertz this week.
Yeah, probably, but I'll make the bet.
Let's go!
I can't say no. You could say that you think because Travis Kelce will outscore Zach Ertz, and I'll say I'm in.
Ugh. I'd be tempted to make that one as well.
All right, I have a bet, but it's contingent on if Bryce Young starts. So if Bryce Young starts and they are playing the I'm sorry. There's something in my throat. The Saints. Bryce Young starts. They're playing the Saints. I think he's going to score at least. I'm going to say he's going to score 13 points.
No. Under. Smashing the under.
Let's do it.
Saints are going to eat him alive. Are they playing in New Orleans?
I didn't see.
Not that it matters. I don't think it matters. That's fine. I'm smashing the 13-point under.
Rattler.
Oh, 13.01, please.
They are at Carolina.
Okay, don't care.
Did I write it?
Oh, Fitzy's in the lab. He's cooking up some more bets.
No. I think we're all bet out. The reactor core is about to blow. We got to get out of here soon, Corby.
Okay.
Corby, Colin, you can use that to add it. Do you guys actually have more before I move on?
Nah.
Well, that's a lot of bets.
That's right. She's about to blow. The only way we can stop it is if you like, comment, and subscribe to this episode. So, friends, please help my house not explode. We need to reach 20 by the time I come back. We got one subscriber in the oven. They're going to be out any day now, but we need a couple more from you all.
Did you know we have 18 subscribers now?
What?
Shouts out to my sister-in-law, Brittany. Thanks for subscribing.
Oh,
hey, shout out to Brittany. Comment below. You could be the next guest on the pod.
Very well could happen. Very well could happen. All right. Well, until then, I'm going to be signing off, thanking you all for listening, and reminding you that I'm Fitzy.
I'm Colin.
And I am Corby.
And gamers, game on!
Why do boys play games? Oh, why do the boys play games? Why do 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 the 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 boys play games? Why do boys play games? do boys play games? Why 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 do boys play games?